And good evening, sports fans, and welcome to the premiere episode of the Redbank Chevrolet Main Street Sports Show. It's live from the Haskell House, and it is a very special day today. It is the 4th of January. It's Thursday, and it's our inaugural broadcast here of our great sports show here in Clarion, PA. And boy, it's great to be with you. I'm one of the hosts of the show, Mike Kalinowski. And right over here is my sidekick and partner.
Yeah, good to be with you, Mike. And we're pretty excited about this, a new venture being launched on exploreClarion. And we talked about this for a bit over the last couple of months, and we're ready to get it going.
Yeah, we certainly are. Mr. Caden and I, of course, long time ago, we broadcasted together with Clarion University football. Dave became the athletic director of college, and he left me go my own way.
Left you on your own, man.
He's back now again, and with Bob's retirement, it's great to have Dave with us, and he brings a lot of great experience and professionalism to our broadcast, and I think it's going to be a great time here as we bring you this new sports show. And Dave, you know, this is going to be nice because this is an opportunity for us not only to just talk about sports, but as we interview, just like tonight with our guest, and we'll talk about them here momentarily, to kind of go inside a little bit more, not just the sports, but about these guys as the people that they are too, and get to know them a little bit better that way.
Right. Well, broadcasting the football games this fall and getting a chance to call the X's and O's and the plays and everything else, but we want to go off the road a little bit and get a chance to know what these guys and some future guests, what makes them tick, and where they came from and where they're heading right now.
Well, and I think too, and I think folks will be kind of pleased. You're going to get a big overview. Tonight we have some of the guys from Redbank Valley with us, but next week, you know, we're going to talk to Bonnie Wilbert, who has been involved in District 9 forever, and from there and on. So it's going to be not just football or basketball or this. We're going to have people that are involved with sports, either playing it behind the scenes, coaching, all different aspects. So I think that's going to bring something special as well.
Yeah, and we have some other ideas and some plans as time goes on here, and we plan on being with you every Thursday night. Maybe we might not be the host, but somebody else might be stepping in to do some of these things. So we're pretty excited about it.
It is exciting, and as you said too, there'll be some other hosts as well. So you're not going to see this ugly mug or Dave's little bit not quite as ugly mug. But we have Mike Kilroy will be joining us, and a bunch of other guys. And Mike does a fantastic job too. If you read a lot of the different stories on exploreClarion, Mike is really good at what he does.
Well, there's a lot of history in the county and the area here too, and that's one reason you mentioned Bonnie Wilbert next week. She's been involved with District 9 so much and everything, and then the week after that, we had a very successful volleyball program at the university led by Jen Herron. They went to the Elite Eight this year, and we're going to have Jen in, and we're going to have a couple of her players join us on a segment there, and then we're going to, I believe it's Greg Heath coming. They named the gym after him. If they name a gym after you,
you're pretty important.
You're pretty important, without
we were there that night. It was very, very special. It was really nice to see when Greg Heath got that honor. I know he was certainly humbled by that, and to watch Greg over the years, his son spoke at that. So it's going to be neat to see him come in and talk, and just kind of get to know these folks on even different levels, and I think that's what makes this show kind of special.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really good, and we're real excited tonight to have the Redbank guys with us tonight. They had an outstanding year, and we look forward to trying to not grill them, but get some insight of what makes them tick down there. They got a great program going, and we're pretty excited about that.
Well, I think if people were checking out exploreClarion today, and you want to do that because that's where you'll find out where our guests are going to be for the week. We have Blane Gold, Caden Adams, and Brandon Ross here tonight. And these three guys, I'll tell you what, between coaching and players, have certainly, over the last several years, just been phenomenal when it comes to their craft and what they do as far as football. And it's going to be neat here tonight to get to talk to them about some of the other things.
Yeah, built a great program down there, and there was a lot of hype this year about their season, and we're really interested in seeing and getting down and dirty with them a little bit and find out how their success played out.
All right, so we're going to take our first time out. We're going to pause here for a commercial break, and we're going to be back with our next segment. We'll be taking a look at some of the sports headlines from the day. Some big things happened today. I know Mr. Caden, I just got home, and he said there's something breaking about Aliquippa and some other stuff. We'll have that all coming up. And this is the Redbank Chevrolet Main Street Sports Show, and it's coming to you from the Haskell House right here on exploreClarion.
Welcome to 12 Series, a veteran-owned and operated company. Want to stand out amongst the crowd? This is the brand for you. They have apparel that ranges from cardio tanks and hoodies to sweat noggin covers. The apparel isn't just designed for the gym, it's designed for everyday life. Whether at work, the range, or at a family outing, 12 Series will turn heads. Find and like 12 Series on Facebook and Instagram.
Clarion Forest VNA believes the emotional and physical well-being of a patient is enhanced by the patient receiving care in the familiar surroundings of home. Their staff of caring professionals work closely with physicians to administer quality care to meet the needs of each individual. As a pioneer in home health care in Clarion and Forest County, Clarion Forest VNA continue to grow to meet the community's need for in-home care, offering many different services and programs to meet the patient's need. Clarion Forest VNA, located at 271 Perkins Road in Clarion. Call us toll-free at 1-800-262-2118.
Dubrook, a division of M&B Group, is your trusted local ready-mix supplier for residential and commercial projects. Dubrook provides a full line of decorative concrete, as well as concrete supplies, along with a variety of concrete tools and accessories. Dubrook can provide services large or small for residential and commercial projects to contractors or homeowners. Dubrook is here to provide you with options and ideas to make planning your next project simple. Let Dubrook help you with the supplies you need to get the job done. Dubrook is proud to support our local communities with plants in Clarion, Du Bois, St. Mary's, Butler, Evans City, Bradford, and Meadville. Call 1-844-382-7665.
No matter how cold it is outside, you can keep warm and toasty inside with a built-in-the-USA super efficient furnace from Luton's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Affordable, quiet, and reliable. You can count on your furnace from Luton's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
All right, and welcome back to the Redbank Chevrolet Main Street Sports Show, live from the Haskell House. I'm Mike Kalinowski, along with Dave Caden. We have our Redbank crew here tonight: Blane Gold, Caden Adams, Brandon Ross. We'll be getting to them momentarily. In this segment, though, it's time to get to some of the sports headlines. First headline, something that Redbank Valley actually had to deal with, Dave, here just a couple years ago, that Aliquippa had to deal with today. You saw that sports headline today.
Yeah, I had Sirius radio on and in the house, and I was walking by, and it says breaking news on Aliquippa and everything. The PIAA is going to force them to move up to 5A next year, which is the rule of competitive balance, and I know Redbank has gone through that, and we're probably going to get to Coach Gold in that next segment to talk about that just real briefly with things. But they've been a dominant team down there for years. And growing up in Pittsburgh, getting a chance to see them and all the professional players and everything going through, they win it every year, basically. I mean, they're very competitive. They're very strong program in the Valley back down there, and they're going to move up to 5A, and that's going to be quite a jolt to the system the whole way through with the PIAA. So I'm interested to see what Coach Gould's take is on that, because he's been through this a little bit.
And one thing with Aliquippa too, they've already filed a petition, to
An appeal.
an appeal. To see, and it'll go to a hearing and things like that. But I know that has been one of the things that they've talked about a lot at the PIAA with this competitive balance rule. And, there's a lot of pros, a lot of cons, and it'll be interesting to see what comes out of that.
Yeah, they had a great renovation of their stadium down there, and they call it Heinz Field now. And they're able to get the big backing from the Heinz Corporation, so they've named Heinz
So
Field.
they have the big ketchup bottle down there?
I don't think so.
That's the
but,
big contention in Pittsburgh. Where's the ketchup
There's
bottle,
the ketchup
right?
bottles on the Heinz History Center right now, and everything on the side of the street. So that'll be interesting to see what's going on. Next headline, it was like back to back. I'm going to the living room, and I heard the update on Mason Martin, who Redbank played in that game where he got injured, and some positive things his father had said. They're moving him to another facility, Children's Hospital, I believe, to try to start a little bit of more rehab with him. He started eating some light items like sherbet and stuff like that, and that's good. He's not able to vocalize yet, his vocal cords. He's been trying to talk, but there's a strain on him and stuff. So he's coming along quite nicely His father said it's been a very, very slow process, and our thoughts and prayers are with him, and hopefully he gets back to working order, basically.
Yeah, that was one of the scariest things, I think, in my career as far as calling games. And I've seen some nasty injuries, whether it's on the college level or high school level, but when Mason went down, and I know I was up in the booth, and these guys to my left over here, they were down on the field, of course, in competition, and it had to just be something to see, because at first, we thought maybe he just had a cramping issue because he went down the way he went down, and then as things progressed, we knew it was a lot more serious. So good to see that he's making progress, and as you said, Dave, we love getting those updates. We love hearing how he's doing, and I think a lot of people know too, and not just in District 9. I was talking because I teach over in District 10. There are a lot of schools over there that are still doing some things to, get some funds to send money to help those folks out, and they always want to know. I know my students always ask how Mason's doing, so it's nice to be able to give them an update, and a positive update.
Yeah,
too.
and his father continued to say that the GoFundMe page is still up, and they still need some support all the way around, because this is a long, drawn-out battle that he's going through and his family's going through. So hopefully if you're out there, I'm sure we'll have an update on Explore Clarion at some point. You can pay attention to that, and we'll probably get an updated article on there quite soon with everything. Steeler game Saturday.
Oh, geez.
Okay?
I love the NFL.
Who you got?
I don't know. I haven't watched it. I don't know.
Well, who's
what do you
gonna win?
think? Well, I don't know. Probably not Pittsburgh.
Okay, so you're taking the Ravens, and I got the
I don't know.
Steelers then.
Are the Ravens?
all right.
Is it part of the year? Did the Ravens? Are they in first place or
He's
something?
so bad with this. Let me
Well, I
tell
don't
you,
watch the
everything.
NFL.
I know. He always
Well,
brings
I'm
it
gonna
up.
probably have to. Look at Jake back there. He's like, why did I bring him on
No,
tonight?
honest to God. Okay, let me make it easier for you.
All
How
right.
about Michigan or Washington national championship?
Probably everyone's gonna hate it, but I'm gonna lean toward Michigan.
Okay, so I'll do the professional sportscaster thing. If Michigan, I think
We need to go.
Michigan's secondary is really, really good because I
Yeah.
watched the game, the Rose Bowl game. Very good. Like their secondary an awful lot. But Washington's quarterback and receivers are really, really good. So Penix against Michigan's secondary, I think that's my key to the game, and I'll pick. I think I'm going to stay. You know what? I'm going to pick Michigan. You know why?
Yep.
Because I love their fight song.
Yeah,
Hail to
all
the
right.
victors. Oh my God, that's a great.
What we should have done is like they do on the ESPN thing, is went right around
I know,
and put a
that's
little
a good
helmet
thing.
that whoever your choice is.
Had to mention the Pirates. 38 days till the pitchers and catchers report. I was sort of locked
Are they
into
not
that.
mathematically eliminated already?
I know,
from
honest to
contention?
God. Yeah, February 12th, pitchers and catchers report for the
It's
Pirates.
coming, and I'll tell you, and actually, I think we might hear from him here a little bit later on, but Bob Dunkel is going to be running some security down for the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. Can you imagine?
That's a good place for him.
Yeah.
Redbank native.
He was
New
looking for
Bethel
something
native.
to do, and he walked up, and they hired him immediately. I don't know if they really know what they're doing.
Yeah.
But no, baseball coming in, it's going to be big here coming up shortly. So
Okay. Now, I know you're a big cricket guy, okay? So tomorrow on Explore Clarion, okay, there's going to be an article from Gavin Fish, who's going to have it on, about the Clarion County Eagles. You know who the Clarion County Eagles are?
isn't that the professional cricket team?
This is the professional cricket team, okay? And they are going to take the field here this year over in Knox. If you've ever been by Knox, okay, if you've been over by Sharp Shopper, if you go to Sharp Shopper, on the right side, there's this massive field there. And you're like, what is that? What's this for? And that's where they're going to play their games. And I was talking to Jake a little bit before the show started and stuff, and he sort of got a hold of a roster, and he said he started looking at these guys. These guys playing cricket are like 23, 24. The one guy's making like $3 million a year in cricket. And
Brandon just looked over. I'm playing cricket.
Brandon's going to play cricket. That's going to be this big thing. So that's going to take place. There's going to be a big article on Explore Clarion tomorrow about the Clarion County Eagles cricket team.
There you go.
Now I know nothing about cricket, so
I don't either. And actually, it's something probably we should get to know if we're going to have a professional team in our area.
yeah,
so.
absolutely, especially with guys making $3 million.
That's right.
Maybe
we could
contribute
broadcast some of
that.
that, get a good like a TV contract or something.
Yeah, we can try to go that route. With
Don't forget too. Tomorrow night we're going to be on the air up at North Clarion High School. We're going to have girls basketball for you. Union will take on North Clarion tomorrow night. We're going to have that basketball game for you, and we're going to have a lot of basketball. We're going to have some wrestling coming up, and a first for me coming up next Saturday. So if you guys, I know we don't have them on camera yet, would like to come and watch, Coach Gold, you never know. they're having the cheer competition at Keystone High School, and they asked us if we would broadcast that. And so we'll be over there coming up next week, next Saturday.
You got a lot of things coming up.
A lot of things coming up. So we're going to have a lot of basketball. We're going to have wrestling coming up. We have the cheer competition. Like I said, first time I've done that, so we'll see how that goes.
That's good. I take the cheerleaders as my community support to away football games, the university cheerleaders, so I get an education in that van.
Well, I have a feeling I'll be talking to Diana Brown and saying, fill me in.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do we need to look for?
Good.
All right, we got another commercial break coming up, and we're going to take a time out. Coming back, we have our Redbank fellas coming in. We have Blane Gold, also Mr. Adams, Mr. Ross. They're all coming in here. We'll be talking to them. And you are watching the Redbank Chevrolet Main Street Sports Show. We're live from the Haskell House here on exploreClarion.com.
Hi, my name is Jason and welcome to Sweet Basil. Come on in.
Hey Julie, nice deck. Did you get that at Tio Nesta Builder Supply?
It's Nesta Builder Supply, and yes, Dave, I did.
Wonder if they sell siding and roofing at Tio Nesta Builder Supply.
It's Nesta, and yes, Nesta Builder Supply has that too. Come on, Dave. You've never been there? They have 2 showrooms for anything home improvement. Mom got a custom kitchen there. Bill down the street got the materials for his garage. They have this awesome website, www.tionestabuilders.us. You can buy online. They really have everything for the home.
Wow, I'm heading over to Tio Nesta. I know. Tionesta Builders.
Tionesta Builder Supply Home Improvement Center, family owned and operated since 1958, with locations in Tionesta and Shippensville.
That sounds good. I'll check them out online at tionestabuilders.us.
Protect your home or business from all those sneaky pests. Give Hugh Henry's Pest Management a call at 814-316-1875 or check them out online at bugguy.com. Pest Management, where nature and technology meet.
Welcome to 12 Series, a veteran-owned and operated company. Want to stand out amongst the crowd? This is the brand for you. They have apparel that ranges from cardio tanks and hoodies to sweat noggin covers. The apparel isn't just designed for the gym, it's designed for everyday life. Whether at work, the range, or at a family outing, 12 Series will turn heads. Find and like 12 Series on Facebook and Instagram.
All right, back here at the Haskell House in Clarion, it is the Redbank Chevrolet Main Street Sports Show, and well, we have our special guests coming up now as we have Blane Gold, Caden Adams, and Brandon Ross. We're going to talk to Coach Gold here coming up first, Mr. Caden, and I guess though before we do that, though, we have a couple videos, don't we, that we need to do? Is that coming up?
Yeah.
All right, so why don't we just take a quick time here. We're going to get to Coach Gold in just a second, and let's go to our first video.
Hello from sunny Florida. I'd like to take this minute to congratulate the Redbank Valley football team and coaching staff.
Yeah, I think we got some kind of delivery
There's
coming
something
in.
coming in. I don't know. Hold on. You got to wait, folks.
Yeah, you got to wait. We got some delivery coming in.
We were
That's
just
a big
told we
thing.
got a delivery coming.
We'll get the delivery guy over here quick.
But this delivery guy's slow.
He's the slowest
30 minutes or
delivery guy
less.
we've had.
Thank you, sir.
That's it.
Oh, wow. That's a beautiful pizza.
That's
Yeah.
good. Look at that.
Yeah.
Let's give it to those guys over there. That's a big thing. I'll deliver that.
There you go.
You go back. I know you're busy tonight with
All right.
everything.
All
You
right.
guys hold on to this.
We do want to say thank you. Our pizza tonight coming from Sweet Basil Italian Restaurant and Bar and Cousin Basil providing us pizza tonight. Brandon's over there. He goes, I probably could eat that whole thing in one setting pretty easily. But no, we do want to thank Sweet Basil Restaurant, our delivery guy. So he was slow. Maybe next week he'll be a little more quick in his endeavors.
That's it. All right, let's get.
All right, here, we'll get rid of this pizza thing from him. You go ahead. You talk, Coach Gold. Oh no, we have the video.
Hello from sunny Florida. I'd like to take this minute and congratulate the Redbank Valley football team and coaching staff on another fantastic season. It's a great example of what happens when you work together as a team to achieve a goal. On a personal note, I can't wait to see this up-and-coming video. There's going to be a ton of highlights, big plays, not just offensively, defensively, but also special teams. From a selfie standpoint, I really missed that quite a bit. I may have been in Florida this past fall, but my heart was definitely in Western Pennsylvania on football Friday nights. Take care, guys. Best wishes.
Throws that ball. It is caught by Klaus in the seam. First down and more. He makes people miss. There he goes. 35-30, 25-20, 15-10-5, and into the end zone for the touchdown. The football, and it is caught wide open on the left side. Touchdown. There he goes. He's up to the 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, and he's going to go into the end zone for the touchdown. It is off the fingertips and it's intercepted. Fires that football, and it is caught down near the goal line. George fighting for the end zone, reaches out, and he's going to get it. Adams on the interception, down the left sideline, running with that football, and into the end zone for the touchdown. Wagner hands it off to Byers. Byers right up the middle goes. First down and more. Byers cuts it to the left side. Byers down to the 5 and into the end zone for the touchdown.
Everybody always talks about what ifs. What if I did things differently? What if I tried harder? Well, what if you could prevent those what ifs? If you leave everything you have on the field, if you sacrifice every last drop of sweat you have in your body, if you have to crawl off the field in the end, there will be no winners.
That's a pretty nice package you put together there, and some great highlights. That's what we said. We could be here for 30 minutes with highlights for this past year and everything. Coach, first of all, welcome to Haskell House. And thanks for bringing the guys up tonight with us. We appreciate that with you. You built a great program down there. And some of the things that we talked about on the phone a little bit were you're doing this for these kids and trying to get them growing up as young men and everything else like that. But how did you get started in this? When I teach classes in sports management, it's like, hey, what inspired you to get into football? I mean, how did you get started? And tell us a little bit about where you came from, where you're at now, and where do you want to go in the future?
Well, first of all, thanks for having us. We're pretty excited to be on your inaugural episode, so we very much appreciate the opportunity to be here and talk about what we do as a program. For me, I think that coaching and teaching go hand in hand, and ever since I can remember, I think that I grew up with the same mindset that a lot of kids grew up with to play sports. I'm going to grow up and be a professional athlete. And then eventually you get to the realization that that's not going to happen. And so, you think about, coaching is always a method or a way that you can stay involved with the game and keep that competitive edge. And so you start thinking, do I want to take the college route, the high school route? And, I always knew that I wanted to be a teacher. So it's just kind of a natural blend of that. So graduated from Franklin, was fortunate to play with some really good coaches at Franklin and went to Grove City College and played 4 years there and learned a lot while I was there. First coaching stop was at Oil City, spent 2 years with Matt Laverty at Oil City, and probably being involved with Oil City and Franklin, two neat things that taught me a lot was in those programs being involved with two guys that ended up being drafted and played in the NFL, and Nate Byam from Franklin and Ben Koyak from Oil City. So being involved with those types of programs and seeing really what a Division I football player looks like, kind of puts things in perspective when you're talking about realistically recruiting. And being at Franklin, I've been blessed at Redbank that the foundation, that even though we are very proud of what we've built in 5 years, the foundation of Redbank Valley football was built in the early 90s. You go back to the Dave Moore days of the KSAC and the district championships, and Ed Wazalowski was retired with a winning record and over 100 wins, and I still think that the most unselfish thing that Coach Waz did was he left when the cupboard was full. And I spent 2 years at Oil City and then spent a year at Franklin, and that's the only program that I've been involved with that was a losing program. So learned a lot from that aspect. How do you motivate kids to continue to come to practice every day when you're 2-7 or you're 1-6? And so I was blessed to have the opportunity as a first-year head coach to take over a program when my predecessor unselfishly stepped away when he knew there was a lot of talent coming and made that transition easier. And once you get there, you make your pitch to the kids, and we as a staff make our pitch to the kids, and we ask them to buy in. And it doesn't happen without good assistant coaches, but every single one of my coaches will tell you that it is kids first that make everything happen. I'm a firm believer that coaches lose games because we overthink things at times. Even these guys know there's been times as a defensive coordinator I've apologized to them because I feel like I've overthought it and tried to scheme too much. Players win games. And I think back to our district championship game and our playoff run. We played 3 different quarterbacks in the playoffs. We asked them to do something, but the players did it. So we have, over the last 5 years, we've had great groups and great classes. We've had 5 graduating classes. And that first class we had in 2019 got mercy rolled in every single junior high game that they played, and they finished the runner-up that year in the district. And they laid that foundation, and we talk about each grade building their own section of the house, right? And first year laid the foundation, and we really stressed to these guys, build your part of the house. 2019, that group lost 56-0. They lost 43-14. Then the winning came. They did the dirty work. They laid the foundation. Now these guys get to build the pretty additions. So, I've been really blessed to start where I'm at, but at the end of the day, it's players and it's kids that win the games.
You teach at Redbank also, and what subject do you teach now?
I teach juniors psychology and sociology and senior economics and government.
That's got to be a big plus to be in the school and be around the players and try to address some of their needs and work with them.
I feel like it's almost cheating to be able to recruit the hallways every single day. And so I say a lot of times Redbank Valley recruits. We absolutely do recruit. We recruit our own hallways. You know, we are consistently trying to. I was just talking. We went to dinner tonight, and we were Bob Subs. Shout out to. Don't know if they're a sponsor yet, but think about it, Bob's. But was talking to these guys about who are the upcoming seniors that don't play a fall sport that I need to, you know, try to find ways to play. And when you look at our success, Bryson Bain was a first-year player. Chris Marshall and Marquise Gardlock, those guys were first-time players that we just pulled out of the hallways to play. Ashton George this year was a first-year player. Owen Klaus was a guy that was a 2-year player. And so, you know, for us, I don't know how coaches do it without being in the school, because I feel like it almost feels like an unfair advantage to be in the hallways and to be in the building, whether it's opening up the weight room at 6 a.m. so that they can lift, being there at night if they need to stay and get treatment, whatever it is. It almost feels like it's cheating to be able to be in the schools, because today in coaching, not every program gets that. It's more and more challenging to find teachers that are coaches.
Right, it's tough without a doubt. You know, being around the college level and coaching for as long as I did, and going and try to find a head coach. Well, he's not here at the school, he's down the auto body shop. You're gonna have to wait till 3:30 when they come to practice and get a chance to meet them. So that is a positive to be around. Mike, you had a question.
I do too. And one of the things you mentioned, Coach, is about working with these guys not only as players but as individuals and as young men. And one of the things, you know, you set goals every year. I know that you want to, you know, win the conference, you know, win the district, make it to the state playoffs. But one thing that I know that you also do with these guys is also work with them to become great young men. And you do a lot of things in addition to football. Maybe share a few of those things that you work with these guys. I know you have them read to some of the kids. You work with how they dress and all kinds of different aspects. But I think that's really important too, not only looking at the football aspect, but also working with these guys and making them the young men that they are.
Yeah, I think that if you're familiar real quickly with, you know, the Grove City College success story, you know, Andrew Dionato was my teammate for 3 years, and I go there and I watch some of their practices, and, you know, I learned from him the importance of having a vision, any organization to have a vision. And so for us, it's to become men of integrity in pursuit of District 9 championships. And that means that no matter how bad it is or how good it is, you know, we're always in the pursuit of becoming men of integrity and always trying to win District 9 championships. So whether that means you lose a 3-score game to Central Clarion, what's our vision? To become men of integrity in pursuit of District 9 championships is still on the table. So youth flag football, reading to kids, we always do 2 community service projects every single year, not just to instill those character traits, but we're in a community that pours a lot of money and time and effort into our program, so it's a way for us to give back.
Yeah, we have so much more we'd love to talk about, but we do need to take a commercial break here. We have a lot of great sponsors to get in tonight, and we're going to come back. We'll talk to the players here coming up, and we'll have that for you. It is the Redbank Chevrolet Main Street Sports Show, and it's right here coming from the Haskell House, live on exploreClarion.com.
Clarion Forest VNA believes the emotional and physical well-being of a patient is enhanced by the patient receiving care in the familiar surroundings of home. Their staff of caring professionals work closely with physicians to administer quality care to meet the needs of each individual. As a pioneer in home health care in Clarion and Forest County, Clarion Forest VNA continue to grow to meet the community's need for in-home care, offering many different services and programs to meet the patient's need. Clarion Forest VNA, located at 271 Perkins Road in Clarion. Call us toll-free at 1-800-262-2118.
Dubrook, a division of M&B Group, is your trusted local ready-mix supplier for residential and commercial projects. Dubrook provides a full line of decorative concrete, as well as concrete supplies, along with a variety of concrete tools and accessories. Dubrook can provide services large or small for residential and commercial projects to contractors or homeowners. Dubrook is here to provide you with options and ideas to make planning your next project simple. Let Dubrook help you with the supplies you need to get the job done. Dubrook is proud to support our local communities with plants in Clarion, Du Bois, St. Mary's, Butler, Evans City, Bradford, and Meadville. Call 1-844-382-7665.
matter how cold it is outside, you can keep warm and toasty inside with a built-in-the-USA super efficient furnace from Luton's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Affordable, quiet, and reliable, you can count on your furnace from Luton's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
And welcome back to the Redbank Chevrolet Main Street Sports Show, live here from the Haskell House tonight. Just had a chance to talk to Coach Gold. Could have went on for quite a lot longer. We had, I think, a lot more planned.
Yes.
And it goes, these segments go a lot faster than you think. But time now for our segment with our players tonight. We have Caden Adams and Brandon Ross, two of the players on the Redbank team. And the coach is here tonight, so feel free, guys. We'll protect you, whatever you want to say. But I know Dave had some questions to get started for each of you.
Yeah, and as you start talking to people, you start wondering, a few things. So, Brandon, I'll start with you. What did you order at Bob's?
I ordered a roast beef junior sandwich.
Roast beef junior. Caden, how about you?
Same thing.
Same thing.
Yep.
Juniors.
Roast beef with everything on it.
They do everything together.
So, you guys been playing? Excuse me. How did you get into it? What first did coach find you in the hallway and say you're playing, or how did your interest start when you were little kids?
I used to live in Georgia.
Okay.
So in second grade, I just figured I'd come out and play because it looked like fun.
Mm-hmm.
So I just threw on some pads and went out and hit some kids.
Big Georgia Bulldog fan during that time?
Yeah.
Mike Ennick?
Well, I was going to say, too, in Georgia, too, if you don't play football, that's like religion. I mean, that's everything, down in that neck of the woods.
Mm-hmm. And then you moved to Pennsylvania?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then you got involved with football at the high school level.
Yeah.
Coach at Redbank, correct?
Ashton Kale got me into it. When I got here, his dad was the coach for the youth team. So he saw me in the hallway, he came out and asked me to play, so I just did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think for the most part, we have a group of dads with these seniors that did a really good job with the youth program.
Yeah.
Most of our seniors have been playing together for a long time, right? At least half of you.
I've contributed because I've been part of the Redbank Valley Golf Tournament.
There you go. There you go.
Play a little bit. So,
yeah, we'll have to do that. Yeah.
So, got a chance to do that a little bit. Caden, how about you? How did you get started with this?
My love for the sport, I think it just started from watching the NFL with my dad, my family, NFL and college football, and I just thought, this looks fun, let's play. So I started playing, I think, second grade, so 12 years ago. I've played every year since then, and each year I just fall more in love with the sport and with my friends. And
tell us a little bit about the youth program that you guys went through down there at Redbank, and how did you get involved with that?
Like I said, I believe the first year you could play was second grade. So it's broken into 3 divisions, the Bantams, juniors, and seniors. In each division, you have 2 years to play. So you'll play your first year Bantams, and then you'll move into your second year. And we just had a group of dads, like Coach Gold said, in our grade that kind of stuck with us. They'd move up with us, and everybody moved up to the next division. Right. And I think that's really what molded us into who we are today. I mean, just moving up with us, playing with each other for 12 plus years.
Yeah, as Coach probably said, you got to start. They run the same offense, Coach, down at that lower level.
Now a little more run oriented, right? Yeah. But I think to throw it out there, you guys would know the name now. But who do you guys say in youth was the dude back then? We joked about it, right? Because we lost him for a little while.
Who was the dude?
They're thinking. There were a couple.
Because we talked about Owen came back the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Owen Klaus, they said, was the dude in youth, right?
Yep.
Was he the quarterback?
Yep.
So a lot of people may be surprised and I was surprised. I mean, Owen was named an all-state linebacker today, which I wouldn't have thought. He's a kicker. Mm-hmm. But these guys tell me, they're like, we told you. I think Brandon told me, I told you he's a dog. Mm-hmm. Those youth football days, right?
Mm-hmm. You're both captains, okay? Captains inspire leadership, okay? That's the big thing about being a captain. People rely on you for things. Who instilled those qualities in you growing up and all of those things to become a captain? Because watching, I think we had 6 year games this year, and you guys were great captains. And I would see you coming off the field talking to people and talking about the players and inspiring them and trying to get their head on straight. And I saw you do that a few times at Braylon Wagner throughout the course of the year. And who inspired you? And where did you get these leadership skills from, these qualities?
I would say my grandpa. He's a very strict guy. He's always starting with me, and he knows he's a leader. And I would also say Kobe Bonanno. When I played my freshman year, he would always put you in your place if it needed to be.
Caden?
I just have to say, going back to what I said earlier, our coaches all throughout youth, they were, I know it's youth football, but they were strict. They held us to a certain standard. And also, more recently, all of the captains our freshman year, I believe we had 5 of them. Every single one of those captains freshman year, they stick out to me. They each did their own thing, but they all worked together, and that was probably the best captain class I've seen.
It was enjoyable watching the team, and I see things from a different outlet, basically. Okay, I watch things. I see Coach Gold going over to the bag ball at the same time before the kickoff, all the time picking up a few balls to put down, talking to the managers on the side. I see you guys doing your thing. Things that I noticed an awful lot. And I sent Coach this picture that I took down at Farrell when you guys played Fort Cherry. National anthem. Every one of you guys on that football team stood straight up, looking at that flag, hand on the heart. Some of you didn't have it, but some of you stood up. Nobody talking to any other players or anything else. You respected the flag. And I was so impressed with that I sent that picture to Coach and I said, your guys are first class the whole way through. And I think that was something important. How did this thing start up with this? You're going down to see the band at the end of the game and stuff like that. You guys get down there for the alma mater and stuff, correct? Has that been a tradition at Redbank, or is that just something you guys came up with, or what?
So that was something that I brought here as a head coach, and I know, and these guys will attest to it, I think naturally you always have a divide between your athletes and the band. So for me, I was trying to find a way to bring those two groups together. These guys will tell you when the band's not at our game, it's not as good of an environment, right? You know, we had to play Saturday game, I believe it was on Autumn Leaf Festival, so that's the bands, that's their competition. And we really, really, really appreciate our band. And when we don't have our band, we notice it. So that's our way of basically, for one, unity at the end of the game, but also at the same time to make sure that everybody there that watched us at least takes some time at the end to focus on them. Because they're such a vital role in what we do on Friday nights. I mean, high school and college sports, I mean, if you don't have the fight song, if you don't have the band, if you don't have the tunnel to run through, it's not the same. And Eli Terwilliger does a fantastic job. He's done, you know, a lot of people likes to talk about the football program growing and building, and he's done the same thing with the band program. So it's us showing a sign of unity, but at the same time giving them, you know, a little bit of time at the end for everybody there watching a game, say, hey, these guys did a good job tonight too.
Right. Skyfall. I love the song Skyfall.
Yeah, he's like, I like it.
They're playing Skyfall.
Yeah, he's all into the bands now.
Question.
You two, congratulations, first of all, on your state accomplishments. I know making the first team, it's fantastic. But watching you guys all year, you two were some of the biggest hitters that we saw all around the conference. And I mean, big time hits. And there were many times, though, Brandon, I would watch you, and it was tough. You would have to drag yourself almost off the field. You were fighting off some injuries. And I always wondered, what kept you going? Because it would have been easy. There were a couple times I didn't think you were going to get up. What kept you going?
The people around me. I don't want to let Caden or Coach Gold down by just giving up. If I can play, I'm going to play.
Yeah, because there were times, and I'd even look at Dave and said, boy, I think he might be hurt this time. And you were just tough and grit, and you could see it. And you had to see that too, Caden, with him. But not only that, but with yourself. What's it like to play with the group that you've played with over the last several years and the accomplishments that you have?
It just makes it so much better. Like, we have that chemistry that not all the teams around us do. Whenever you play for 12 years, I mean, you are literally blood. So you're with your blood brothers, and you don't want to let them down, and you kind of got to set that standard. So, like, I know Brandon got up because he didn't want other people on the team to see him hurt or seem like he's giving up. So you got to stand up and stand big for your teammates.
Yeah, and you guys certainly have done that, and you've proven that over the years with your success. And and I think that should be an inspiration too to the kids that are coming after you. To watch how you guys have played, and the coaching that has gone on, and all of just the whole atmosphere that you have, and hopefully they've seen that, and they take that to heart.
Quirky season, okay? So tell me something funny that happened throughout the season. Anything that stands out that happened, you can dish on Coach Gold if you want.
That's all right.
Anything else like that. Give us something funny that happened behind the scenes that some people wouldn't know about.
That's appropriate.
If it's appropriate, yeah.
I'd probably have to go with whenever we were starting to practice at Armstrong Field, whenever we got to the state playoffs. We got food after the practices, and we got it from various places. And the one night we got the McDonald's, I think it was a Penguins basket that came with like a McChicken, McDouble, some other things. And two of the biggest linemen on our team, Christian Klinger and Garrett Schaefer, they got into a little dispute about who could eat their McDouble the fastest. So we brought out the stopwatch, counted down 3, 2, 1, go, and they just started funneling the McDouble in their mouth and almost choked and coughing it up. And yeah, I mean, that had to have been the funniest moment that I can remember. Be up on the school bus on the way home.
Same thing with you.
Yeah.
Coach, you can just.
No, I think that, we talk all the time, and that's a testament to that, you get such a short window to play high school athletics. And these are the types of things oftentimes are the stuff that you remember more than anything else. And so I think it's the bus rides and, the bus rides. For us, we were riding bus to practices and things along those lines. But it's a testament to, I've never had a senior class that's as close as these guys were. There weren't cliques. There was just solid friendships with these guys.
Well, you're going to have great memories. The best friends you're going to have for the rest of your lives are going to be the friends that you made playing, football at Redbank Valley.
All right, well, it's time to take another great segment too. Great, guys. It was fantastic. We'll take a time out in the Redbank Chevrolet Main Street Sports Show. And we're live from the Haskell House tonight, and we're live on exploreClarion.com.
Hi, my name is Jason, and welcome to Sweet Basil. Come on in.
Hey, Julie, nice deck. Did you get that at T.O. Nesta Builder Supply?
It's Nesta Builder Supply. And yes, Dave, I did.
Wonder if they sell siding and roofing at T.O. Nesta Builder Supply.
It's Nesta. And yes, Nesta Builder Supply has that too. Come on, Dave. You've never been there? They have 2 showrooms for anything home improvement. Mom got a custom kitchen there. Bill down the street got the materials for his garage. They have this awesome website, www.tionestabuilders.us. You can buy online. They really have everything for the home.
Wow, I'm heading over to T.O. Nesta. I know. Tionesta Builders.
Tionesta Builder Supply Home Improvement Center, family owned and operated since 1958, with locations in Tionesta and Shippenville.
That sounds good. I'll check them out online at tionestabuilders.us.
Protect your home or business from all those sneaky pests. Give Hugh Henry's Pest Management a call at 814-316-1875 or check them out online at bugguy.com. Pest Management, where nature and technology meet.
And welcome back to the Redbank Chevrolet Main Street Sports Show here at the Haskell House. And we are going into our Fan Questions of the Week segment. Mr. Caden has some questions from some fans.
Yeah, we have one from Tyler up in Lucinda, who asked and wanted to know, talk to Coach Gold and both the players and stuff like that. Who was the toughest player you played against this year? Who do you think the toughest player?
We'll let them answer. I'll say game plan wise, but you guys answer who you thought.
Go ahead.
Physicality.
They can think for a second.
I think physicality wise, probably Port's line. Port's line is very good, very physical. Mm-hmm. They were tough. Skill position wise, I know Brockway had pretty solid skill positions that we struggle with at times to play against. So I'd have to go with those two.
Yeah, Coach done a really good job up there at Brockway and stuff. And Coach Kalinowski's he's a outstanding coach up at Fort Allegheny. He had it going pretty good, so that's a great answer.
I would also have to go with Port for the offensive and defensive line. Miski Young he's one to. It hurt a lot when he hit me.
He's a big kid.
He is.
Brandon sacrificed himself in 2 games there for the greater good.
I don't really worry about the skills position much.
Yeah, you just want to.
I have to, the way that it came to an end, Matt Sieg from Fort Cherry. I mean, I still think that these guys would agree we had the perfect defensive game plan. I would say the majority of the time we knew exactly what they were going to run. The game plan was that we weren't going to let him beat us, and he beat us. And, you know, I think that we know that there's some things that we felt from a performance standpoint we could have done better offensively. But I don't know how much we would have changed defensively. I think the run that sealed it, these guys even said they took what they thought was the best pursuit angle they could, and he just beat us. And so those are the guys that are hard to game plan for, because you think you did everything perfectly and they're just better. And that's what he was.
How hard it is to win a state championship.
Yeah.
So the next week they go out and play Steelton.
Yeah.
And they got rocked out there.
Yeah.
And we're watching Fort Cherry and bleachers, from the press box and saying, well, this is a really good team. We're exchanging blows with them left and right, you guys, those guys, and that sort of thing. And I think the Sieg is a good player, and I think he's got a verbal, Penn State. There's all kind of different things going on. But I think everybody that you mentioned were a good challenge, and you guys did a great job.
I think that in the time that we've been here, even if we think back to, I guess, Jason Cross from Bishop Canevin was a D1 commit, but those are the only 2 Power 5 Division I guys that we saw, and there's obviously a noticeable difference between a guy that's fast and a guy that's a Power 5 scholarship offer fast.
Yeah. I think that game against Fort Cherry was a good testament to things. And Brandon, I saw you after that game, and you wouldn't let anybody get down after the end of that game. I saw you walking around, putting arms on people's shoulders, the other players, and pretty much thinking that you're saying, don't cry, because we've had a great year, and don't be disappointed, because we've accomplished an awful lot, and that's a big testament to you and Caden's captains and everything, and coach for running a great team down there.
Yep. Roger and Hawthorne, too, wanted to know, gentlemen, over your football career, what was the one thing that you will just never forget? What was the one either best thing that happened or just one thing you'll just never forget?
I'd have to say, I know it doesn't matter, but last year when we beat Clarion, the atmosphere, everything for that game was just awesome.
I'd go with stereotypical answer, but the state championship run. You know, the week building up to that, the preparation, going to Hershey's Chocolate World, playing in that stadium with all of our hometown fans. I mean, it was just a once-in-a-lifetime.
That was fantastic. I do remember that. And then we were there. We did an audio broadcast that day, and I know Bob was with me. Bob Dunkel was also a Redbank graduate, so he was walking proud. But you are right. The atmosphere that day was really something. It was really neat. Coach, anything?
Yeah, I'd say the same thing. I would say probably the most memorable night I've had as a coach was beating Bishop Canevin that year. And I think a lot of that just came down to nobody expected it whatsoever. I think because of that year, these guys had earned more respect, where I think that we had more respect going into the Fort Cherry game. We were still an underdog, but people knew what we were capable of doing. But I remember going to North Hills and thinking to myself, it's been a great year. Everything's icing on the cake. And like we said, players win games. And we were able to capture a little bit of magic in that game that we couldn't capture against Fort Cherry. But when you beat a team that essentially you're pretty confident that the other team's already made hotel reservations, that's pretty rewarding as a coach.
And you were talking a little bit about being an underdog at the Fort Cherry game. We're in the press box, and we're in there with the guy from the Washington Observer. There's another guy in there. There's the radio broadcast crew from Fort Cherry. And they're saying, come on, guys. He goes, tell us a little bit about Redbank. They can't be that fast. You know, everybody's saying that they got all this speed. They can't be that fast. We kept saying,
they're that fast.
I said, you guys just watch and everything. In the first 5 minutes of the game, they're looking down at us saying, holy heck, they got some speed. I'm like, yeah, because we're in trouble. We're going to be in trouble tonight, without a doubt. So that was a great experience to watch you guys. The outcome didn't go the way we all planned it, but you guys will be very proud of your season.
All right, so that gets us to our next segment. Fantastic, and we'll take another time out. I do want to thank you guys for coming in tonight, spending time with us, and for our first inaugural show. I think it went incredibly well, and we do thank you again.
We wish you guys all the best of luck in the future.
Thanks for having us.
Okay.
All right, so we'll go to our final segments coming up. We're in the Redbank Chevrolet Main Street Sports Show, and it's right here at the Haskell House on exploreClarion.com.
Welcome to 12 Series, a veteran-owned and operated company. Want to stand out amongst the crowd? This is the brand for you. They have apparel that ranges from cardio tanks and hoodies to sweat noggin covers. The apparel isn't just designed for the gym, it's designed for everyday life. Whether at work, the range, or at a family outing, 12 Series will turn heads. Find and like 12 Series on Facebook and Instagram.
Clarion Forest VNA believes the emotional and physical well-being of a patient is enhanced by the patient receiving care in the familiar surroundings of home. Their staff of caring professionals work closely with physicians to administer quality care to meet the needs of each individual. As a pioneer in home health care in Clarion and Forest County, Clarion Forest VNA continue to grow to meet the community's need for in-home care, offering many different services and programs to meet the patient's need. Clarion Forest VNA, located at 271 Perkins Road in Clarion. Call us toll-free at 1-800-262-2118.
Okay. Oh, we're back live. All right, we're here on the Redbank Chevrolet Main Street Sports Show. I'm Mike Kalinowski. This is Dave Caden, and just talked to the guys from Redbank Valley. We had Coach Gold and Caden Adams and Brandon Ross here. Fantastic group of guys.
Yeah, a lot of people jealous they're going to be in their same shoes. What they went through as state championship and running through, and good program, and everybody around District 9 are doing a great job with their football programs, and hopefully we see other teams rise to the top and have continued success.
Yeah, and I think we'll also see a few other teams in here too. I know there are some plans in the future, so to get to talk to some of the other teams that have had some success, so we're looking forward to that. But Dave, we look to next week. Who's our guest next week again?
I think it's going to be Bonnie Wolbert next week.
All right.
I think Bonnie Wolbert from North Clarion, and we're going to ask Bonnie to sing a national anthem.
Yeah, we'll have to do that.
Before the show starts and everything.
If anybody's familiar too, Bonnie up at North Clarion became very popular with her rendition of the national anthem, and all of her hard work. I know not only at North Clarion as a teacher and athletic director, but across District 9. So really looking forward to the conversation next week. I think it's going to be pretty good. I think we're going to get some really good insight from Bonnie.
She's legendary, and not only because we all know Bonnie and it's Bonnie, but to be a female in that position and be surrounded by so many males around District 9, and her having a pretty loud voice and steering programs and steering the district down the right path, I think it's going to be really, really exciting.
Yeah, I believe so too. And we also want to thank a lot of different sponsors that we have to make this show possible. And again, this show is going to air each week on Thursday nights at 7 o'clock, so you'll be able to tune in. You'll either see Dave, myself, Mike Kilroy, or a host of other folks that we have for you that'll be interviewing some of the sports folks from around our area. And again, too, it's not just going to be high schools. We'll have the college involved, and we're going to have some other folks as well.
In 2 weeks after this, we're going to have Jen Herron, the volleyball coach up at the university, and some of her players. They went on an amazing run this year to get to the Elite Eight, which is quite an accomplishment. So Jen's going to come in. She's been a great coach here at Clarion, and some of her players, All-Americans will be in, and they'll talk a little bit. And I think the following week, we're going to have Greg Heath come in, former Keystone basketball coach. And as we talked earlier, they named the gym after him. So if they name a gym after you, you got to be, somebody important.
Yep. And Greg's one of those guys too. I know he's quiet, but he's one of those guys that is highly respected all over the state of Pennsylvania. So really looking forward to hearing what Greg has to say in the interview there. And as I said, we do have a lot of great sponsors to thank. We do want to thank Redbank Chevrolet, our title sponsor, Dubrook, M&B Services, Clarion Forest VNA, Cousin Basil's Restaurant and Bar that's up in Cooks Forest, If you haven't been up there, get up there. It is a gorgeous place to go up and have dinner. Hugh Henry Pest Management, Luton's Plumbing and Heating, Nolf Chrysler Dodge, Sweet Basil Italian Restaurant and Bar, Ty and Nesta Builder Supply, or as Dustin says, Tio Nesta, whichever you prefer. You like that commercial.
I like that.
And 12 Series Brand, a new sponsor on the EYT Media Network. So those are great sponsors that we have. And, you know, if it's not for those folks too, a lot of this stuff just can't take place.
Yeah, same thing with the football season, and you're up to your elbows in basketball season now, and also wrestling matches coming up. And hey, before you know it, and you blink, we're going to be ready for KSAC championships in basketball, and we're going to be ready for District 9 championships in men's and women's basketball.
Yeah, we'll have wrestling too coming up.
Wrestling.
You know, the wrestling's coming up. We're going to have all kinds of stuff for you here on Explore Clarion, so you do want to stay tuned. Tomorrow night we'll be up in the North Country. We'll be up at North Clarion High School as Union will take on North Clarion in girls basketball tomorrow night, and so we'll have that for you. So that should wrap things up for us here on this inaugural show. Dave, any quick comment before we get out of here?
Read the last line that they wrote there. Go ahead. Read that.
Let me see here. Well, until then, that's going to wrap things up. And let's stay safe out there. Let's keep the sports spirit high. And good night from the Haskell House.